Our project managers, Dave, Ryan, Matt, and Bill, have all been here for different periods of time and all bring different unique backgrounds in many different ways. I would say Ryan has been here the longest, but is actually leaving us in the next 6 weeks, which is a bittersweet transition because, you know, somebody that has become a close friend, but someone who is also making a change in their career for bettering themselves in their career and what's good for them. So it's an interesting dynamic for the position for our relationship and where he's going next. But, you know, it's all part of the journey. And I think that, you know, kind of speaks to who Ryan is and, you know, what he's done for us up to this point. And to touch on that, what he brings and what he provides is his personality and, you know, who he is as a person and how he's gotten there. And, you know, Ryan, as a young child, spent time in orphanages overseas, was adopted by a wonderful family. His dad was like super influential in his life, taught him many important things, all surfaces, but he is a unique person and has just unique understanding and appreciation for doing things right and being of service to people. You know, I think that experience for him allowed him to really get an understanding of life that not a lot of us get, you know, so there's things that are important to Ryan that are certainly make everything that he does to me highly, highly respectable because, you know, Ryan could have very easily been somebody that was a victim of his circumstances and went in any direction, but instead he chose a path of construction and in leadership that is extraordinary because he's got that background and that willingness to do the right thing and always get better. You know, when Ryan started here, he was one of the first project managers that we ever had, and he just wanted to learn. Like he said to me a million times, yeah, I just want to learn more and get better and grow. And I've seen him do that this whole time, the 5 years that he's been here, it's 6 years, but it's why it's bittersweet because we've grown together in many different ways. And it's great to see that happen and the right thing and developmentally for him. And it's the right thing for him to, you know, go into this next phase of his life somewhere else. It's kind of like having a high school student go to college and like they're leaving. So you're like, I don't want you to leave, but I also know this is what's good for you. And, you know, when we're talking about things like values, like that's what's most important. Ryan's focused on what's good for him and his family. And we're always focused on what's good for the employee and not just what's good for us. So of course, selfishly, I want him to stay. He's a friend of mine. Quick story. He convinced me to do a Spartan race, which was a horrible mistake, but it was really awesome. He finished probably a half an hour before me. And I was crossing this lake and getting out to the next obstacle. And here comes Ryan coming back through the course up the mountain and found me and actually finished the race with me and didn't just like walk with me, but he did all the obstacles again to the end of the race. If I could shape Ryan, that would be how I would shape him. You know, like super hardworking, but there with you along the way, just like that Spartan race. So awesome guy. And I think as it relates to all of our project managers, it's just indicative of the kind of people that we surround ourselves with. I've been just super lucky to be surrounded by guys like Ryan, Dave, and Bill, and Matt. Matt has probably been here the second longest, similar to the time that Ryan has. His background is in residential construction his entire career. Probably the hardest working person that I have ever seen. If you could say anything about Matt, it's that he just never stops. It's a never relentless, you know, never ending pursuit of getting things done. And we nickname him 5-Star Matty. 5SM is his nickname and abbreviation. He gets more client reviews than anybody because he's the salt of the earth. He just is out there to make people happy. He's just a happy person. You can't coach someone to be that way. You know, you just are that. It's interesting having these like unique personalities, these strengths of personalities in a project management department and seeing how, you know, one person's personality has strengths and weaknesses compared to the other in certain scenarios. But awesome guy, bunch of young kids. You know, we do team culture events. One of the big ones is we often go to the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders games, and he brings his kids, and it's awesome having 5 years plus with somebody and seeing year after year kids coming back. They remember you, you remember them. You know, there's life is happening outside of work, but in work. And, you know, those are the things that are important to us here. It's more about than just like the hammers and the nails and the 2x4s, but it's about personal connection and doing the best that you can for the next guy, right? So all these guys are like that, each and every one of them. Dave has been here for close to 2 years, give or take, and he's now training to be the production manager. He's as hardworking as anyone else, and his level of care for doing things right for everyone is probably his strong suit. He's helping Kim all the time, asks me 10 times a day, what can I help you with? And he's got plenty of his own work to do. Like these project managers have a workload that is nothing to shake a stick at. They have plenty of their own things to do, but still find, like Dave, still find time to, share, and sacrifice their own time and their well-being sometimes to make sure that other people are okay. It's really a breath of fresh air. He's got his son Trip is awesome. He's been coming to all the events, throw a football with him. He's a unique drawer. He's a super cool artist and things that he does. Dave's, once in a while will show us some of that. But like those are the moments that like make all the construction and all the work stuff worth it. It's like when you have that brief moment where you see each other's kids, or we show a picture of our kids to the other person, and it's really what it's all about, is that. Because if we're a group of people that matters, when we go into someone's house, like when they're in someone's house, I don't watch what they're doing, but I don't have to, because I know that they're those kind of people. And if you're that kind of a person, then you respect other people's homes and you respect their kids, all of the things that are relatable to your life that are values driven, you respect it. And we get compliments all the time for these guys, like they're so nice, or they did this for me that wasn't even part of the job, they just did it because they're nice guys. We hear that stuff all the time, and it really truly is about being surrounded by the right people. Bill is the same. He's spent his career between residential and commercial construction, subject matter expert. He's been around so many different scenarios that, what's a breath of fresh air for him is like, there's not a lot of, we don't have to educate him on almost anything. He's self-reliant because of it. He's, he just stays within his operating network and get things done. There's never a complaint. There's only ever, hey, how you doing? A smile on his face. And I've never seen the guy have a bad attitude. Like everybody has one, there's bad days, but like in general, he's just positive and getting things done. And so like if I was to draw a picture around all of them, it's really that their value systems, they're natural, they come natural to them, and they are not someone different at work. Be real is something that, we talk about. You don't have to be someone else. Like you think maybe a project manager needs to be like very stern and, managerial and, black and white. It's not true. We hire people to be themselves. And because these guys are themselves and they're the best people on the face of the planet, it's a great place, work environment. And our clients have a great experience because they're working with some of the best people that I've ever met. So I don't think of this often as I should, but I truly am blessed to be in a position to be surrounded by such good people.